Seems to me that the occult activities of intelligence services are, in fact, cover for the attempt by the secret societies within the intelligence networks to control the mind. Indeed, control of the mind and knowledge of the mind seems to be the key goal of intelligence networks and their wish to fully understand the brain and control the brain and control the activities of others. And this serves on an individual basis, whereby the programmers are able to manipulate individuals, but also on a societal basis, whereby society is able to be mass controlled by a group of programmers. Indeed, the Tavistock Institute's John Rawlings Rees believed 5,000 psychiatric shock troops could control the entire population. And this leads to the concept of psychocracy, which is also heavily indebted to the thinking of John Rawlings Rees, who believed that a cabal of psychiatrists should run the entire society, which is basically how things have turned out, with many at the apex of intelligence services and networks being of the psychiatric profession. Indeed, the mind control of paranoid schizophrenics and other mental patients also serves a purpose for the intelligence services espionage activities and their wider spycraft. Indeed, the microchips that are tested on mental patients serve a dual purpose, not only of control and pacification, but also of espionage purposes via the possible downloading of information to the schizophrenic's brain by the intelligence services. Indeed, the schizophrenic could then be used as a courier by the intelligence services without fully being aware of the fact that they are being used as a courier. Indeed, the intelligence services also like to test out neuro-enhancing drugs on their mind control slaves and schizophrenic test subjects. Neuro-enhancing drugs, the performance of the test subject could then be analyzed and used in wider espionage activities. Indeed, the networks of British intelligence have their own networks of programmed slaves and are also highly operational in the mental hospital environment, selecting future targets for programming and also using the mental hospitals as a place to basically place their own agents who have whistleblown or have done something wrong or are in need of some sort of programming. And this can be done in the mental hospital environment, with many psychiatrists being themselves contracted by the intelligence services and completely involved in this mind control slave market, really. Indeed, all intelligence networks, agencies, and services of the NATO countries and the Russian Federation and probably China, as well as all of the major mafias, have their own networks of mind control slaves who are used for various purposes mainly to do with espionage and smuggling. Indeed, I was involved in Project Aniseed, which was a British intelligence program, part of the wider Mindgate program, which attempted to create enhanced espionage operatives out of people with schizoid tendencies. Indeed, it seems I was used on an operation without my full knowledge or consent in the Balkans, and then was debriefed on my return to the United Kingdom. However, much of the espionage data that I picked up during my time in the Balkans was in my subconscious, and I wasn't fully aware that I was actually a mind controlled operative for the British intelligence services. Indeed, I believe Serbian intelligence may have tapped into my programming also and used me on an operation in Kosovo, which is all very interesting. Indeed, I also believe that the Russian intelligence services have tapped into my programming at various points also. Thereby, I've operated for several different agencies without being fully aware of the fact that I was, which is all very interesting when you get to the age of 35 and you start to realize that you've been caught up in international espionage since the age of 21, with having wandered into it not through choice or through any volunteering, but through becoming a test subject of a mind control program run by the Scottish Rite Foundation for Schizophrenia Research, operating out of Grenville Lodge number 1787 at the University of Buckingham, which is a private entity and a cover for intelligence operations by the British Secret Society run intelligence services. Indeed, the programming took place in the night time mainly, as far as I remember, and in various locations underneath the buildings clustered around the University of Buckingham. I remember being in some strange basements and crypts, and these memories are only beginning to come back to me really now, but at the time I was semi aware that something very strange was going on and did try to break out of the cycle that I was being put under, only to be dragged back in again. And in the end, I left the country and ended up in Serbia. However, I didn't realize that I was actually operating there for the very people that I was trying to escape from, which is all a very interesting sequence of events indeed. I feel no allegiance to the British intelligence services. Indeed, upon returning from the Balkans, as I explained in the previous video, I was guided, so to speak, by the British intelligence services into the Gladio 2 program and was basically involved in things that I'm not quite aware of. I haven't pieced it all together yet, but it was very strange because I kept waking up in places, random places. I kept waking up in random places and with fuzzy memories of the previous few hours, whereby I'd been put under some kind of hypnosis and drugged and basically programmed, and then put back in a random place in the town I was living in, where I would wake from this haze and believe that I'd passed out through some sort of narcotics or something, and then basically carry on my day with these subliminal programming and subconscious messages occurring in my mind. Indeed, when I was focusing on the Jesuit order, which I still believe is a key operation of the networks that I talk about, but is not the only network involved, as I was often putting them at the pinnacle of the conspiracy world. But when I was heavily exposing machinations of the Jesuits, I suddenly started receiving voice to skull auditory interference, whereby someone was whispering into my head, Don Cult. Now I do not know who was doing this or what purpose it served. Maybe someone was trying to help me. However, I cannot be sure of this, as they may have just wanted me to go off on an anti-Semitic tangent. Indeed, when you are exposing these networks, it does seem that there is a lot of interference to try and guide you in certain directions to keep you away from gaining the bigger picture. Indeed, I believe I had an experience with the Don cult when I was at the University of Buckingham. Indeed, I was drugged with a very strong synthetic narcotic and then forced to behave in very strange ways, all on camera. It was all a big trick, but I do not know the exact details as I can't remember. And I believe these people were Don cultists, as I remember the word being mentioned. And then a former Yugoslav Secret Service agent in Serbia mentioned about certain cells in the Yugoslav Secret Service working for the Don cult. And this term stayed in my brain for many years. And then when I was researching Sabotage Zevi, it all came together. However, the voice to skull interference, which led me to really go off on the tangent of the Don cult, Sabbatean and Frankist networks, is a mystery to me. Indeed, the voice to skull that mentioned the Don cult has also mentioned the Maitland's Bank. Indeed, the Maitland's Bank is a chief Scottish Masonic bank, though the details of it are very obscure, and I don't really have enough information to talk about it with confidence yet. But I believe it is linked to the Drummond Bank, and the Drummonds were key bankers in the 1700s and basically bankrolled the operations of the Bavarian Illuminati networks and much of the activities of the French Revolution. Indeed, the Drummond bankers basically brought forth the Rothschild banking dynasty and gave them a heads up in the banking world. Indeed, the Drummonds are neglected by most conspiracy researchers, but are a very important network to examine. Indeed, I appear to have gone on a little bit of a random path with this video, and I'm going to end it there.